everyone, good evening. Who would have thought that the innocuous looking almond could become a tool of terror? That a goodwill gesture by India would come back and bite it.
That's right. Almonds are the Kashmir Valley's blood diamonds. Its cross-border trade is being used by Pakistan to finance terror in the Kashmir Valley. Operation Jihadi Badam is our top story this evening. Before we get to it, the headlines. Backstabbing Pakistan uses cross-border trade in almonds to pump terror funds in the Kashmir Valley. The NIA charge sheet making the terror trade link has 70 traders under the scanner.
One state, one medical charge. The Karnataka government's bid to fix treatment rates in private hospitals faces a wall. Over 15,000 doctors to protest tomorrow.
And Mamata Banerjee asks for additional forces at the Gorakha Janmukti Morcha, goes on a rampage in Darjeeling, calling an indefinite bandh. Arms and ammunitions are recovered from its chief Bimal Gurung's residence. Mamata Banerjee is turning down the centre's offer of a tripartite talk. We all know who is stoking the Kashmir fire, but from where and how is the money being pumped in to fuel anti-India terror activities? The National Investigation Agency, probing attacks on security forces, has now zeroed in on the very innocuous-looking Californian almond as the big culprit.
Well, these badams, what we have found out, in fact, find their way from Pakistan to Jammu and Kashmir via the line of control, where at 2 points a duty-free barter is permitted between Jammu and Kashmir and POK, that is Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The consignments of almonds is under invoiced and undervalued, then the hidden profits go on to fund the Hurriyat, the Hizbul Mujahideen and stone pelters. Here's our top story.
The NIA has found a definitive terror money trail that is meant to fund unrest in India via proceeds from this cross-LOC trade. A large amount of terror funding comes from Pakistan's sale of California almonds to India. Top sources told CNN News 18 that a major portion of these proceeds were then diverted to fund terrorist activities in the valley. Here's how Pakistan is doing it. Pakistan pumping in 400 crores per year terror funds by misusing duty-free LOC trade. Pakistan sneakily pushes under-invoiced and undervalued imported California almonds into India via LOC trade. Almond traders are helping Pakistan generate and distribute money that is meant for terror operations in Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan's sale of under-invoiced almonds is leading to 400 crores terror kitty that's transferred to separatists. Pakistan is using cross-LOC trade to generate terror funds as it's based on a barter system with no bank transactions. Here's how it is done. Several high-value dry fruits are shown as low-value ones, creating a big difference in the actual and declared price. The under-invoicing creates unaccounted cash that can then be used for sponsoring anti-India terror ops. CNN News 18 has learned from top NIA sources that several cross-LOC traders are under the scanner for deliberately under-invoicing goods imported from Pakistan to help Islamabad generate terror funds from the almond trade. Over 70 traders are being probed for being on the ISI's payroll and working as terror conduits. After the recent NIA raids, the agency is now looking into the terror funding received by Hurriyat leaders and their association with terror outfits like Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Taiba. CNN News 18 has learned that several crores may have been handed over to terror and separatist elements to fuel protests and violence in the valley. The ISI thinks it's hit upon an unbeatable way to route terror money, abusing the generous LOC trade rules. The whole idea was a confidence-building measure, but Pakistan has shown its devious ways yet again.
Pakistan showing its devious ways once again. Zaka Jacob is now breaking down the math of how these jihadi badams or California almonds are used to fund terror in the valley.
Let's bring you up to speed. The market value at the time of this being bought is about 130 rupees or so per kilogram. There is massive undervaluing of the price of almonds per kilo, about 400 rupees. The differential in price between the import price and what it is being sold at is about 400 rupees. This is unaccounted money, this is under-invoiced money, this is undervalued money, and this is then rerouted for terrorist as well as for separatist activities. So, for example, if the market value is about 130 rupees per kilogram, then there is a differential of 400 rupees. Oftentimes, this is sold at 800 rupees per kilogram. This differential of 400 rupees is then rerouted for terrorist as well as separatist activities, not just in the valley, by the way. Like I said, these raids have been happening across the country, particularly in large parts of North India, in the NCR region, in Punjab, etc. 10,000 tons of almonds as well as dry fruits are brought across annually. Now, like I said, there are 21 items that are on the duty exemption list. Almonds are just one of them. We don't know what other products are being used every year to undervoice and to undervalue and then use that money for funding separatist as well as terrorist activities in the Kashmir Valley.
This is a classic case of a confidence-building measure going horribly wrong. A goodwill gesture by India has been turned into an opportunity by Pakistan to backstab us. Is there any good reason why we should still continue to trade with Pakistan? Is it now time to revoke the most favored nation status that India has given to Pakistan for the last 20 years? Well, the simple answer to that question is, of course, yes. But some on our panel this evening on Epicentre may differ with me. So let's just welcome in General G.D. Singh. He's joining us on the show. GVL Narasimha Rao, spokesperson of the BJP, also on the show. Irfan Hafiz Loan is an activist and he's a lawyer. He's joining us from Srinagar. And Kanwaljit Bajaj is an almond trader whose tip-off the NIA actually discovered that racket. He's joining us in the studio. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the show this evening. General Bakshi, I'm coming to you. It is a story of Pakistan abusing India's trust at multiple levels. If almonds are the valley's blood diamonds, financing attacks on our security personnel, why not just stop trade with Pakistan? There have been multiple provocations, multiple times this question is raised, but somehow the government of India develops cold feet.
You know, the simple fact is that we get pushed by a bunch of peaceniks to have, confidence building measures with Pakistan. And then very, very cynically, each and every one of these is exploited to try and, set up the financial networks, strengthen the financial networks that support terror. Please don't forget that sociologically, it is the Khwaja trader combined, the Khwaja Mullah combined, in Jammu and Kashmir, especially in the valley, which was behind the Jamaat-e-Islami, which then became the Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front, which then became, the Hurriyat. They have been the prime movers and shakers behind this sedition drive in Jammu and Kashmir. And now that the NIA has carried out its various raids, we find that it is these Khwaja trader combined that was using every conduit possible to funnel in the funds.
General G.D. let's get
in Jammu and Kashmir.
Let's get Kanwaljit Bajaj on this now.
Including the Hawala.
Let's get Kanwaljit Bajaj on this. Sir, it was on your findings that the NIA actually began the investigations. How did you find out that it is the almonds or badams that are being used for terror funding?
We found it long time back and we went to Delhi High Court in around 2009 or 10. And despite no cooperation from Congress government, we fought it out. We are small traders, but still we fought it out. And in December 2016, NIA finally recognized it. And I must tell that Modi government was much more serious in these things.
Kawaljeet Saab, which means that 2008 is when we open up our cross-border trade. In 2009, exactly a year later, you had tipped off the government that this is a route that is being used for terror funding activities. Despite that, despite going to the High Court, no one took notice for all these years?
Tarikhe lete rahe hain. Who will answer, Kashmir is a very sensitive issue and all that. They were never serious. Only now.
But why do you think they were never serious? Because
तारीख जो लेगा तो serious होगा क्या?
नहीं, ये मनमोहन सिंह का baby था ना?
It was Manmohan Singh's baby, so he was not ready to dump it.
So the question is, at a time when we are looking at digitization and banking system, how can a barter system continue?
Well, वो सिर्फ हिसाब बराबर किया जाता है, उसमें सब हेरा फेरी है. हिसाब बराबर किया जाता है. 500 की चीज 150 में आ रही है, 150 की चीज 200 में जा रही है, कोई हिसाब किताब नहीं है.
2008 में आपको कैसे पता चला?
जब हमारी मार्केट्स में 2 नंबर का माल कश्मीर से आके बिकना शुरू हुआ तो हमें पता लगता है, रोज पता लगता है वो बेच गया है, 50 रुपए 20 रुपए सस्ता बेच गया, तो अपने आप पता लगेगा.
नहीं, how did you make the link to terror funding? I think that's what Marya is trying to ask.
There is a book by a center of Center for Dialogue and Reconciliation. उसमें डाटा है पेज 18 पे जो शो करता है कि 130 रुपए में तब बादाम इंपोर्ट हो रहा था.
And it's not just badam. You're saying even pista is used, even walnuts are used, even saffron is used.
Yes, everything is used. Pakistan does not produce a kilo of pistachio and it is still exporting it in the name of pea-giri at the range of 200, 300 rupees. The price is 1100 rupees.
And Pakistan imports almonds from the UAE, from the US and exports it to us.
Pakistan is a net importer of around 8 to 9,000 tons of almonds itself.
So there's
and
the
it
racket.
is exporting.
That's the racket.
It's a racket.
That's
what
the
else it is?
GVL Narasimha Rao, please come in on this. This is your government, both at the center and the state. Where is the need for trade ties with Pakistan? In any case, the numbers are dismal. If you pull out trade ties with Pakistan, it will be symbolic. Largely, it will be symbolic. But I think, that point needs to be made to Pakistan.
No, you see, now that NIA is in full possession of that information, I don't think it's only in trade with Pakistan. A lot of such funding is happening by sending goods via a third country also. I think what you are possibly giving out today is a part of the story. I think there are many more angles to it. The investigative agencies are certainly examining all these matters, and then a lot of these goods are sent via Dubai and even other countries. A lot of funding is actually coming into organizations in the form of human assistance aid directly to the NGOs.
GVL, if there are such a huge crackdown on Hawala,
NIA is looking at.
If there's such a huge crackdown on Hawala, we know that's one source of terror funding as well, then there is another angle that your Californian Almonds, the trade with Pakistan, is funding terror in the valley. Every stone pelter in the valley is funded with this money. Every Hurriyat leader is funded with this money. When you know that, when that angle has come out, the NIA is investigating it, there are 70 traders under the scanner, then why not just stop trade with Pakistan? In any case, we are not getting much out of it.
The government will take whatever appropriate steps required. I think the media revelations are mainly work of NIA, and NIA has done this only to evolve, only to identify possible measures to prevent any kind of funding to the Kashmiri separatists. So certainly a slew of measures will be taken to plug all the loopholes and to try and keep a watch on them in the long term, because the moment you stop this, they will find another new innovative way of funding separatists. Let's not kid ourselves into believing that you stop almonds and terror funding will stop. It won't happen that way.
Right,
so now that you have a comprehensive study, I think you will have to take a series of measures to prevent any kind of funding reaching in the hands of the separatists, and this is certainly one of the measures that possibly government might take in the next few months to come.
And as Mr. Bajaj was pointing out clearly, that it's the center that is now acting after 8 long years. His petition was made in the year 2009 and finally it has been taken up in the Modi government, in your government. Let me get Irfan Hafiz Loan now. Mr. Loan, these are clearly shocking details that are coming via our investigations editor Manoj Gupta, who has accessed that NIA charge sheet, which clearly talks about terror funding. You are an activist and a lawyer in the valley. Do you think time has come for perhaps the traders also to ask for, to really ensure that there's some action that is taken? There is a whistleblower who is a trader himself. What about others in the valley?
Really, honestly, I am appalled. It's really laughable. These allegations are false, frivolous, concocted, baseless allegations.
What is concocted?
Aimed to defame Kashmir's struggle. See, Marya, just try to understand. This is your hocus-pocus policy to deflect from the core issue. That's the Kashmir problem. That is the Kashmir problem. You committed all sorts of atrocities, brutalities. Jallianwala Bagh, we have seen in every town of Kashmir.
Hafiz, you're going off track. Hafiz, you're going off track.
There is draconian laws.
Can I just interrupt?
Please don't interrupt.
Can I just?
Please don't interrupt.
I need to say one thing.
I'm concluding my point.
I need to make one thing very clear, Irfan Hafiz, and I will let you conclude your team. We are not the channel which shouts down our guests. The fact is that this is an NIA charge sheet. Number one, this is not something that the media is concocting.
NIA is a cage
and number two, these are not only traders in Kashmir who are under the NIA scanner. These are traders in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and in Delhi and in NCR as well. So no one is just targeting Kashmiri traders. We are talking about the 70 traders who are under the NIA scanner for facilitating this terror funding.
See, this is, if we fought four wars, we have seen Kargil, we have lost some 50,000 people in Kashmir.
Irfan Sahab,
this bloodbath day in, day out there. And I'm telling you, if there is a Hawala...
You should respond to this.
If there is a Hawala, it's offshoot of Kashmir problem. It's offshoot of Kashmir problem. You resolve Kashmir, everything will be all right.
Kashmir,
you should try
stone
to
pelters are being funded by Kashmir, by Pakistan.
No, this is false narrative.
And there is a new route
Let us be upfront. Let us be honest. You people are doing disservice to nation by projecting falsehood about Kashmir.
But
by
who's
projecting falsehood about Kashmir.
But
Kashmir is a political problem. It requires a political settlement. And there are vested interests from all sides who want to keep this pot boiling.
Okay, there's a trader. Mr. Bajaj is also from Kashmir.
Tell the nation truth about Kashmir.
Mr.
Kashmir is a political problem. It's not about unemployment. It's not about
Mr. Lone, we can hear you. We can hear you. There is absolutely no need to scream. I don't even understand the sort of tangent you're going into. It's a simple question that we had asked you. Is it time to stop trade between India and Pakistan, given that almonds, Californian almonds, are turning out to be a source of terror funding? It's a simple question. Why are you going into this off tangent of Kashmiri struggle, etc.? No one is targeting Kashmiris here. All we are saying, no one is targeting Kashmir.
That's very much relevant. I believe dialogue is the only way.
Yes, dialogue is the only way.
Resolutions.
Dialogue is the only way.
Madam, we had Prevention of Money Laundering Act in Kashmir. We have Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and Armored Forces Special Power Act. We have exhausted those draconian laws. But what is the upshot? What is the outcome?
Let's get General G.D.
Big zero. Big zero is the outcome.
Can General G.D. Bakshi also have a say, please?
Yes, please, General Bakshi, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. You see, the simple fact is, I think it's time to tell Mr. Irfan Lone some home truths. There is no political problem in Jammu and Kashmir. It is primarily a rabidly communal problem. From the late 1980s, the Jamaat-e-Islami began to communalize Wahhabis
Mr. Bakshi
radicalized
Saab, nobody
the
takes you
They destroyed
seriously.
the Sufi syncretic
Nobody
culture.
takes you seriously.
Look,
you're
nobody
the anti-national,
disturbed you.
everybody
Madam, will you
knows.
please put his
You're
volume
on
off?
payrolls.
No.
Mr. Lone,
You
Mr.
are
Lone,
on
have the
payrolls. You are
decency to
paid
let General
parrot. So
Bakshi
nobody
finish.
takes
You
you.
are-
Mr. Lone, have the
Oh
decency
my
to let
God.
Mr. General Bakshi finish, please. He gave you, he
Look,
extended you the
Madam,
courtesy
why
of
are you
letting you
connecting
speak.
Kashmir
No,
struggle?
just
Look.
a minute.
No.
Yes, General Bakshi, go ahead. Mr. Lone, please, some manners will be a good idea here. Go ahead, General Bakshi.
Look, madam, I understand yours is a very liberal channel, but that doesn't mean we are supposed to be shouted down by this.
We are not letting
General
that happen,
Bakshi,
sir.
no one can shout you
gentleman
down.
from Kashmir, who's
General
an
Bakshi,
absolute separatist.
General Bakshi, no one can
Okay.
shout you down.
Okay, now can I please
yes,
have my
please.
say?
Please go ahead, and Mr. Lone, I'd request you to patiently
Okay,
listen to him
thank
for
you.
30 seconds. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I was telling you that the real core of the problem, if you stop being politically too correct, the simple fact is that there has been an attempt to radicalize, Wahhabize the valley, reduce it to a ghetto, which is a no-go area for the police and security forces, just like the ghettos of Paris, just like the ghettos of Brussels. They have become no-go areas. I hope you know that. The fact is, every single attempt we make at peace building, every single attempt we make at confidence building measures is exploited by Pakistan to create new channels for funding the problem in Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay.
It is the terrorists have been cut down from 3,500 that were there in my time in 2000, 2001 to 150 to 200 now.
Okay.
Yes, the Pakistanis
General
are
G.D.
trying
Bakshi,
to push in further terrorists.
let me give
but
the final
largely
words.
the direction of the struggle, let me just finish. Largely the direction of the struggle has gone to trying to create an intifada pattern for which the funding comes from Pakistan via Hawala, via the Khwaja trader network, via this under invoicing
Yes,
that you are showing.
let's get
It's about time to stop the most favored nation status.
Time to
it's
stop
about
the
time
most
to
favored
stop
nation.
shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yes, let me give the final words to GVL Narasimha Rao. GVL, you heard what General G.D. Bakshi has to say. You know, the kind of ceasefire violations that are going on and these revelations that are coming about the jihadi badam and the trade being used for funding terror, do you think your government is in fact even thinking about revisiting the most favored nation that was given unilaterally by India in 1996?
You see, this has been under review for a considerable time, but I think it's more of a label. In reality, the most favored nation status has not accorded any favors, and it does not really change the situation very much on the ground, except sending out a cosmetic signal that we have ended this, we have ended one of the pacts that we have had with Pakistan, because the trade with Pakistan is extremely low, and as I told you, there is a lot of material that gets sent via third countries also.
Correct.
So I think it requires, we need to be a little more comprehensive in our actions, not actually intending to take only cosmetic actions to sort of fulfill our own appetite for taking action.
In this case, I think it would also be largely symbolic, but as I said, maybe that point needs to be made. Sir, I have 30 seconds more. I know you want to say something. Yes. Since you're the one who blew the lid off on the whole racket, please go ahead. Last
the
word.
only thing I would say is we should carry the people of Kashmir along with us. And small farmers who are producing walnuts and badam, we should reduce the taxes so that the smuggling stops.
Okay. Okay.
That's
You are making from GST from 5 to 12% so that smugglers thrive and the ordinary farmer of Kashmir suffers. This is what you are doing.
Okay. Thanks so much for joining us, gentlemen. And a big thank you to General G.D. Bakshi. Thank you to GVL Narasimha Rao and to Mr. Bajaj, who's joining us here in the studio.
With that, we are slipping into a quick break on the show. Coming up next, there's some breaking news that is coming in from Uttar Pradesh, so do stay with us. Welcome back. This is the big story breaking on Epicentre right now. The UP government, led by Yogi Adityanath has now decided to dissolve both the Sunni Waqf Board and the Shia Waqf Board. And Marya, importantly, this is coming right in the middle of Ramadan, and this is coming after complaints of large-scale financial misappropriation in the conduct of both these boards was found to be prima facie true. The target here, Marya, is Azam Khan.
Yes, Azam Khan, as former Waqf Minister, seems to be in trouble because the UP government has in fact put this estimate that scam of Waqf properties can well be above 50,000 crores. Politically, it is important because boards were basically dominated by members close to previous Samajwadi Party government and Azam Khan in particular. Now the Hajj Minister, that is the Minority Affairs Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Mohsin Raza, has said that there is a need for a CBI probe. The Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister has also recommended CBI probe into alleged financial scam of the boards. Pranshu Mishra is getting us that piece of breaking news and he joins us on the phone line. Pranshu, besides the political ramifications, if the charge is against Azam Khan as the former Waqf Minister, then why completely dissolve the two Waqf boards, that is the Shia Waqf Board and the Sunni Waqf Board?
Well, Marya, I think the UP government has played it very clever. In fact, so far there is nothing on papers to prove that Azam Khan is involved in this case. But the very fact that the conduct of both these boards, and especially those dealing with the alleged sale and the scam as far as the maintenance of the work properties is concerned, the past 5 years period that has been recommended for the CBI probe. Now that clearly coincides with the tenure in which Azam Khan was the Minister of Waqf and the Minority Welfare here, which basically controls both the Shia and the Sunni Waqf Board. Now the government has waited and it has initially recommended also the matter to the Central Waqf Board, and the Central Waqf Board in its preliminary investigation has found that there are prima facie reasons to dissolve the boards and order a further investigation as far as the conduct and the financial misappropriation in the maintenance of the work properties was concerned, and therefore to just a short while back,
Pranshu,
the UP government has
just put this in context. Put this in context. The Waqf boards operate under the Minority Affairs Ministry of a state, right? In that context, then why did these Waqf boards or the state government, that is Yogi Adityanath government, get in touch with the Central Waqf Board?
Well, see, the logic which the UP government has given, the incumbent Hajj Minister, he has made some serious observations, and in fact, the CWC, the Central Waqf Board's help was sought in this particular scam. The reason why the boards have been dissolved is that with the board being functional, there could have been a hindrance as far as the independent investigation or the true correct investigation in these cases are concerned, and therefore they have been dissolved. Primarily, they have been dissolved, Marya, because both these boards were dominated by people close to Samajwadi Party and Azam Khan in particular, and that's the reason why first the boards have been abolished so that they could not interfere in the further investigation, and subsequently the case has been recommended for a CBI probe.
Pranshu, it's a good time to get in Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I'm assuming and I'm pretty certain you'll say this is the BJP government in Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, implementing a communal agenda.
Why would I say that? I think if the government has taken a decision, the government has to back its decision by substantive facts and proof points. Waqf Board is an institution, and the institution is meant for charitable purposes. And if the government has the
it's
power
your tenure. It's Samajwadi Party tenure that is under the scanner, Ghanshyam Tiwari. 5 years of under Azam Khan, who was the Waqf Minister then. Because of that, there are charges of huge financial misappropriation to the tune of 50,000 crores.
That is where the propaganda starts. When the government does not have proof points, they build the propaganda, right? This propaganda, we have seen that even in case of Vijay Mallya, the government rested on propaganda than real facts, and Vijay Mallya was granted bail, and India
doing
was
yourself
balked
a
at.
huge disfavor by saying that the government has nothing on Vijay Mallya. I mean,
No,
you're
I'm saying look
indicting
at
yourself.
what the court in United States, in the United Kingdom spoke about Vijay Mallya, that the Indian government, the court mocked Indian government for its slow movement in the Vijay Mallya case in the United Kingdom.
Okay, let's not speak about the Vijay Mallya case.
Coming back to Uttar Pradesh, the government cannot move from diktat to diktat and propaganda to propaganda. They have to substantiate their claims. They are dissolving one body. They would replace a body that can solve the agenda, the purpose, the charitable purpose that work votes are meant to serve.
Okay, let's get in Vijay Pathak Bahadur, spokesperson of the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. Vijay ji, एक बात बताइए, रमजान का महीना चल रहा है, बीचों बीच वक्फ बोर्ड को डिसॉल्व करने की क्या जरूरत पड़ गई?
श्रेया जी, हमने तो कहा है कि हम इसको इस पर श्वेत पत्र भी लाएंगे। घनश्याम जी से जब आप सवाल पूछ रही थी तो विजय माल्या तक तो गए, लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश में 5 सालों तक भ्रष्टाचार को जो सवाल आप पूछ रही थी, उन सवालों को उत्तर समाजवादी पार्टी के पास नहीं है। हम किसी भी के प्रति हमने पहले दिन कहा कि कोई दुर्भावनापूर्ण कार्रवाई नहीं करेंगे।
लेकिन सर विजय जी अगर आजम खान साहब के अगेंस्ट में चार्ज है, जो वक्फ मिनिस्टर थे पहले, तो वक्फ बोर्ड को डिसॉल्व करने की क्या जरूरत पड़ी? उनके अगेंस्ट में इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू करवाना चाहिए था।
नहीं श्रेया जी 2 बातें हैं। जब हमने ये कहा है कि इस पूरे मामले पर श्वेत पत्र लाना है, पूरी जांच करानी है, और अगर उस जांच की प्रक्रिया में प्रथम दृष्टया ये लगता है कि इसको डिसॉल्व करके जांच करानी चाहिए, तो डिसॉल्व करने का एक प्रशासनिक निर्णय लिया है। और आप भी तो यही सारे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं घनश्याम तिवारी से, जिसका उत्तर उनके पास नहीं है, जिसका उत्तर वो विजय माल्या का प्रश्न खड़ा करके दे रहे हैं। अगर 5 वर्षों तक उत्तर प्रदेश में यह करप्शन होता रहा, तो श्रेया जी सवाल करें या उत्तर प्रदेश का आम नागरिक, जवाब तो देना पड़ेगा।
घनश्याम तिवारी, जवाब देना पड़ेगा।
देखिए, मैं जवाब तो दे रहा हूँ। मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि यदि सरकार की स्क्रिप्ट ये है कि वो वक्फ बोर्ड को बेहतर बनाना चाहती है, उसका स्वागत है। लेकिन अगर स्क्रिप्ट ये है कि जिस तरीके से विजय माल्या के केस में होता रहा है या अन्य केसों में होता रहा है कि इस तरह के कदम को प्रोपेगेंडा में तब्दील कर दिया जाए और मीडिया के माध्यम से, अन्य माध्यमों से आरोप लगाए जाए।
Vijay Maल्या has taken a bulk of the taxpayers' money and run off abroad. I don't know why you are saying this is propaganda. Now, both Marya and I are not spokesperson of the BJP. We aren't.
Propaganda was what the court in UK mocked the Indian government for.
It almost looks like, Ghanshyam Tiwari, it almost looks like that you are accepting the problem. You are in fact saying that your government is perhaps guilty of corruption in the Waqf board. Rather than welcoming the investigation, let the truth come out. Let the truth come out.
I welcomed it right in the beginning. I started with there. If the government's intention is to make the board serve the purpose it is meant to serve, the government is welcome to take such steps. But when the government's intention is to use these steps to further their propaganda that a leader to put unsubstantiated charges against the leader and put these outrageous numbers of 50,000 crore, 20,000 crore, 30,000 crore, you are in power in the country, both at the center and in the state. Bring clear facts and prove your case. Do not rest on media propaganda.
विजय जी, नहीं, एक तो हमारा कोई प्रोपेगेंडा नहीं है घनश्याम तिवारी।
आपका नहीं कह रहा हूँ।
मीडिया प्रोपेगेंडा मत बोलिए प्लीज।
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि it is. I'm saying this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have a propaganda. I'm saying when the government plays out a case in the media, that is when the propaganda comes out.
विजय जी, just respond to this. There is no proof. Proof तो कुछ है नहीं। वक्फ बोर्ड तो आपने डिसॉल्व कर दिया विदाउट प्रूफ। प्रूफ कहाँ है? घनश्याम तिवारी बोल रहे हैं प्रूफ लाइए और जिसको प्रोसिक्यूट करना है करिए। वक्फ बोर्ड को डिसॉल्व करने की क्या ऐसी जरूरत पड़ गई थी? जी,
हमने तो कहा कि हम इस पूरे मामले पर श्वेत पत्र लाएंगे। पहले हमने श्वेत पत्र की ही बात की थी और उसके बाद प्रथम दृष्टया जब जांच सामने आने लगी तो यह परिस्थिति आई कि इसको भंग करके इसकी पूरी व्यवस्थित जांच करानी चाहिए। इसलिए सरकार ने निर्णय लिया है अगर भ्रष्टाचार है तो भ्रष्टाचार पर जो कार्रवाई होगी।
लेकिन भंग करने की क्या जरूरत पड़ी और रमजान के महीने में क्यों? क्या मैसेज भेजना चाह रहे हैं योगी आदित्यनाथ?
नहीं, प्रशासनिक निर्णयों को लेकर के रमजान के महीने में और नवरात्र के महीने की चर्चा नहीं होनी चाहिए।
नहीं विजय जी, आप तो सीजन्ड पॉलिटिशियन है, आप ये
उत्तर प्रदेश के बारे में आपको भी बहुत सारी चीजें पता है, माल्या जी को पता है और आपको भी पता है कि अगर ये प्रशासनिक निर्णय है तो पहले हमने कहा था कि हम श्वेत पत्र लाएंगे और किसी भी मामले की प्रथम दृष्टया जांच करने के बाद अगर ये लगता है कि भंग करने के बाद ही पूरे तथ्य सामने आ सकते हैं तो उस दिशा में सरकार पहल करती है।
विजय जी, यू आर टू सीजन्ड अ पॉलिटिशियन फॉर मी टू टेल यू दिस, लेकिन टाइमिंग इज एवरीथिंग इन पॉलिटिक्स। अब रमजान के महीने में अगर आप दोनों शिया और सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड डिसॉल्व करेंगे, सवाल तो उठेंगे। शरद प्रधान आप ही के मित्र हैं, लखनऊ में रहते हैं, सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट जॉइनिंग अस ऑन द फोन लाइन एज वेल। Vijay ji and Ghanshyam Tiwari, I request you to stay on. Sharad Pradhan, all right. We do not have Sharad Pradhan on the phone line. We'll try and reconnect with him in just a bit. But this is the big piece of news that is coming in from Uttar Pradesh, Marya, right in the holy month of Ramadan. The Adityanath-led government in Uttar Pradesh has decided to go ahead and dissolve the Waqf boards, both the Waqf boards, the Shia Waqf board and the Sunni Waqf board, alleging that there have been large-scale financial misappropriation. The figure has varied in every report that I've read, but what is being quoted right now is 50,000 crore rupees. That's the amount of misappropriation that has happened. Vijay ji, एक बात बताइए कि क्योंकि टाइमिंग ऐसा है, टाइमिंग इस डिसीजन का ऐसा है, सवाल उठेंगे कि ये तो योगी जी का बिल्कुल कम्युनल एजेंडा है जो इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहा है. वो भगवा पहनते हैं, भगवा सोचते हैं और भगवा खाते हैं.
ये भगवा पहनना और भगवा सोचने में और भगवा का जो कृत्य है उसको लेकर सवाल किसी नहीं उठाना चाहिए. हाँ, निर्णयों में अगर आपको कोई सवाल खड़ा होता हो, वह उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री हैं और मुख्यमंत्री के तौर पर उनका ऐसा कोई फैसला हो जिससे कहीं धार्मिक भावनाओं की बू आती हो, तो ये सवाल खड़े होते हैं.
तो ये ऐसा फैसला नहीं है विजय जी, ये ऐसा फैसला नहीं है. आपको लगता है कि मुसलमान स्टेट के 19% मुसलमान स्टेट के अब ये खबर देख रहे होंगे तो क्या सोच रहे होंगे? दैट वी आर बीइंग टारगेटेड.
जिनके हितों के संरक्षण करने के लिए बोर्ड बनाए गए थे, अगर उनके हितों का संरक्षण नहीं कर रहे हैं तो क्या इस पाक महीने में उसका खुलासा नहीं होना चाहिए?
सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशंस, ओके, व्हाट विजय बहादुर जी, उत्तर प्रदेश चीफ मिनिस्टर ने रेकमेंड किया है सीबीआई प्रोब इनटू एलिजेड फाइनेंशियल स्कैम ऑफ द बोर्ड्स. सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू करने के लिए आपने रेकमेंड कर दिया, आपकी सरकार ने रेकमेंड कर दिया, तो डिसॉल्व करने की क्या जरूरत पड़ गई?
जो परिस्थितियां हैं उन परिस्थितियों में यदि इन 5 वर्षों में इन बोर्डों ने,
अगर करप्शन 5 साल का है, अगर करप्शन पिछले सपा सरकार का है, अगर पिछले सपा सरकार का करप्शन है 5 साल का, उससे पहले बीएसपी सरकार थी, लेकिन अगर एक पर्टिकुलर पीरियड को इन्वेस्टिगेट करने की बात की जा रही है तो डिसॉल्व करके क्यों?
देखिए, मेरा ये कहना कि जिनके हितों के संरक्षण के लिए बोर्ड बनाए गए थे, अगर उनके हितों में काम नहीं किया है तो अगर आप उसको दूसरे एजेंडे में लेती हैं तो मैं उसी एजेंडे में मैं भी थोड़ा एक सवाल करता हूं, क्या इस पाक महीने में भी तो ये काम होना चाहिए कि जिनके हित के लिए आपको दायित्व दिया गया उनके हितों का आप संरक्षण नहीं किया?
विजय जी,
तो ये फैसला तो अगर उस लिहाज से देखा जाए तो
फेयर पॉइंट टू मेक. चलिए विजय जी, 1 मिनट जरा रुकिए. जफरयाब जिलानी joining us on the phone line. He's a senior lawyer in Uttar Pradesh. Zafar-e-Ab Jilani, thank you very much for joining us. Your first reaction: in the holy month of Ramadan, the Yogi government has decided to go ahead and dissolve the Waqf boards, both the Shia Waqf board and the Sunni Waqf board. How are you reading this move?
You see, this is a statutory body created under an act of the parliament, and therefore there is a provision when the Waqf board and how the Waqf board can be dissolved or superseded. The Yogi government has to issue a notice first. If it does not follow that procedure, the action will be totally illegal and it will be liable to be set aside by the Honorable High Court. So I don't think that they have yet issued any notice to any of the 2 Waqf boards charging them for any irregularity or illegality which is mentioned in the Waqf Act 1995.
Right, it is the
Waqf
boards.
Their action will be illegal.
Right, sir. So you are saying that the Waqf boards are in fact governed by an act of parliament. Then what kind of action can a state government say, such as Yogi Adityanath's take, in the context that there are reports of financial misappropriation in the...
They can take action. They can take action under section 99 of the Waqf Act 1995, in which the state government has been given this power to investigate. And if it is of opinion that the board is unable to perform or has personally made default on the performance of duty imposed on it, then it can issue a notice first to the Waqf boards, calling upon him the explanation to be submitted by the Waqf board. And then only after going to that explanation, the government is of the opinion that the Waqf board is not unable to perform its duties in accordance with law, then it can take action of repossession.
Mr. Jilani, are you smelling any political agenda in the move?
Yes, there is, because from day one this minister who has been given charge of this Waqf UP government has been saying so that I will dissolve. He has been saying so. Dozens of times he has said so. So there is absolutely political motive.
Sir, but the government has in fact recommended CBI probe because there are reports of financial irregularities in these boards. Do you think it's all right to first dissolve the boards and then ask for a CBI inquiry? Is that a process that is all right because it is governed by an act of parliament? Is that allowed?
See, both are different things. What is that irregularity? The government has to point out. It cannot do fishing. This is totally irresponsible statement that there is irregularity. In what manner? In what amount there is irregularity? They will have to point out. Exactly. They have not yet pointed out even a single instance in respect of share something of both that what is the irregularity? What is the financial lacuna? What is the legal reason for taking any such action? And which crime has been committed? Because CBI has to investigate a crime. First, they have to lodge the FIR. Where is that FIR? They have to point out this is the offence. They have not yet pointed out even a single offence, single instance. So it is all political vendetta which is going to be taken. But I think that they will fail on this front.
Political vendetta against whom? The previous government? That's what you're saying?
Of course, because both chairmen they have been elected during the regime of the previous government.
Okay.
And also against Mr. Azam Khan, because he is the main person who has been the minister. So they want to defame Azam Khan.
Well, you know, if there are charges of irregularity under him and these charges have been floating around.
Out. Where is that?
Exactly.
Give us,
sure. I agree with you. I agree with you. Show us the proof. I agree with you. Zafar Yab Jilani, always good to have you on the show. Thank you very much. Ghanshyam Temari of the Samajwadi Party was joining us as well, and Vijay Pathak Bahadur, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the big breaking story. Thank you very much. This is a surprise move that has come in Uttar Pradesh. What will be the political repercussions? That is something that will play out now.
And of course, you know, the fact that the UP government has gone ahead and dissolved both the boards. And as Zafar Yab Jilani was saying, that they are governed by an act of parliament. So is the state government actually right in doing so? Because Shreya, there have been reports, there are a number of reports of a Waqf board in number of states, several states where they face the charges of financial irregularities.
So it's a crackdown, but does it have an agenda is the question. We'll see how that story plays out. For the quick break on the show, there's some more news coming up on the other side. We are talking about who the front runner in the race for the next president of India is. Yes, it's that lady on your screens, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj. More on that in just a bit. Do stay with us.
Getting your CNN News 18 exclusive now, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj is the lead contender to become NDA's candidate as the next president of India.
The question now, Marya, is will opposition play game? Top BJP and RSS sources are telling Network 18 that Sushma Swaraj qualifies in every criteria that has been laid down by the top BJP brass, which is of course Narendra Modi and Amit Shah, and also has the endorsement, very importantly, of the Sangh. Her name could figure in Friday's talks between government representatives and the opposition to build consensus ahead of the presidential elections. Marya, she does have enough goodwill, even with someone like a Sonia Gandhi.
Cross-party acceptability, that's what is working in favor of Sushma Swaraj, Shreya. And tomorrow there will be a very important meeting that will take place between Venkaiah Naidu, Rajnath Singh and Arun Jaitley on the government side, and Sonia Gandhi. Also, Sitaram Yechuri. Those are 22 important meetings that are scheduled for tomorrow.
So let's hope India gets a second woman president. It'll be an happy occasion for all of us to celebrate. On that note, we are slipping into a break on the show. Actually, it's the end of the show. Arunadhay Mukherjee is joining you at the top of it. Do stay with us.
And Shreya and I will be back with you tomorrow.